Cool. Okay, let's get to work.
The purpose of this system is to increase the value of every visitor you get, and it works like a charm.
Now, one of the best parts is all you need to do it is probably what you're already using to sell your products.
An email autoresponder, a shopping cart, and some landing pages.
That's it.
Okay, so we're going to jump right in and we're going to go over this process map for you here to show you exactly what we do in our business to make Facebook advertising work for us every time. And we think after we show you this, you're going to be able to replicate this for yourself in your own Facebook ads.
Cool.
So what we have in this process map, in the beginning here, before we start our Facebook ad, we start with two things: competitive analysis and a custom audience. So competitive analysis means that we have to know what's already working. We don't want to go reinvent the wheel. There are competitors in our space always, and that's a good thing. And we want to know what types of ads they've been running, not for the last 2 days, but for the last 6 months or even a year. And there's some great software out there, we'll talk about it later, that actually does some spying on competitors and finds out what types of ads they're running, how much they're spending, and where the landing pages look like. So
this is a key thing to do before you do any kind of advertising anywhere.
It's called modeling. Look, there's a reason why in our space we have things like copy and swipe, because back in the day of advertising, they would copy and they would swipe. And that's what successful marketers do. They find out what's working, they don't reinvent the wheel, and they start from there as their control.
They put their own thumbprint on it. And the good thing about starting here is, folks, what you need to know is we actually have an entire set of tutorials coming up in the next couple of videos that covers everything to have to do with competitive analysis and some other things that are on this process map.
So in a nutshell, the next one, the custom audience. You know, when Facebook first came out, it was very broad, very difficult.
Yeah.
You know, you had to target somebody based on, you know, their age and
their male or female, when their birthday is.
Yeah. Years ago, Facebook did something very interesting. They did something called the social graph and Facebook Connect. And basically what that meant is you're logged into Facebook at all times. So Facebook has a lot of information on customers, on their habits, their surfing habits, their buying habits, and their interests. And they compile that data and they work with a lot of other companies, and they make it a lot easier for you to drill down and target the exact customer that's ready to buy your product. We call it the perfect customer. The
perfect customer, and we believe that the perfect customer is somebody that is a buyer. Right, let's skip to the chase. Let's not try to sort out our prospects from our buyers and sell them something. Let's actually get the people that have purchased something similar in our marketplace. Let's advertise to them. And that's what this is all about.
Yeah, and one last thing they allow us to do is something called a custom audience. Now, if you have a customer list or an email prospect list, in Facebook Terms of Service, you're allowed to upload that group to a custom audience and target that set of customers or prospects to your advertising. Now, we do want to warn you that you don't want to go out there and buy lists. We're going to talk about this in detail, but you don't want to go out and buy lists and just upload, and stay away from anybody that has any type of scraping tool to scrape likes and import them into a campaign. Facebook is not that
stupid. They will nuke you. They will nuke your commercial account. They will nuke your personal profile. They will wipe you out of existence. It'll be as if you never existed on Facebook. They are crazy about that stuff.
And we're going to talk about that in a future video. But basically, it's coming to the point where when you get banned, you're going to get banned for life.
The face slap in the face.
It's a face slap in the face.
So let's zoom in here, Mike, so we can give them a clear look on what we're talking about.
Cool. Here. And we're going to start with the Facebook ad. So this is everything that happens after we go in and we've done our competitive analysis and we've built our funnel. We now go in and we want to target the exact customer. The next logical thing to do is design an ad that engages and gets clicks, because that is the most important thing. But we don't want to be tricky. We don't want to do blind offers. We want to be pretty direct and to the point. And if you think you're being shady, then don't do it.
You probably are.
Yeah.
Cool.
But here, what we want to focus on is something that we called micro-commitment theory. And the micro-commitments are small actions that start training the prospect to engage before we go straight in for the click. You and I have something we called Will You Marry Me marketing. What does that mean?
Well, so what we find people are doing is in their advertising, They are sending people directly to a video sales letter or a page that has nothing but an offer on it. And so essentially that's like going up to somebody in a bar and saying, hey, how you doing? You want to get married? You look attractive. You look great. I think that you and I would get along. Here's a ring.
It's a macro commitment. It's too soon. In the same way, that's why your advertising hasn't worked for you in the past, is because you're basically going up to your prospect and saying, do you want to get married? They click on an ad. You're showing them a 40-minute video and trying to get $97 or $247 out of them. We haven't earned that right yet for them. We have to cater to them a little bit. We have to swoon them. Okay,
so that's what this is designed to do. You guys will see that as we move through this funnel, we start with the most minimum commitment we possibly could and still form a relationship. And then I'll let you, as you explain, you get to a point where you can actually earn a substantial profit from them.
Exactly. So the important thing to remember is these items have to be scented well together. Okay,
what does that mean, the scent?
The scent means it's carried along through the campaign. So if you have a picture of yourself or a woman or something in the ad, and certain color schemes in the ad, and branding, or if you're asking a question in the ad, you want to answer that question on the landing page. So the ad is scented. So what a lot of people do is they do one ad to multiple pages, and it's just incongruent. So you want to make sure that they're scented. So you clicked on the ad. Now they're at a landing page or a survey page. The goal here is mainly to get the customer's email address by getting them engaged. Right. We like to use either two things: a survey page, where we're asking them some questions like, what is your single biggest problem you're having with?
So not being weak here. We're not just, hey, can I ask you a couple of questions? It's drilling down to the purpose of our marketing, which is to identify what is bothering them the most so that we can offer a solution. Right? Yeah. And that's ultimately what we propose to do here, is offer them a solution.
Yeah, and this out-of-the-box solution is like lead pages. They have lead survey. They make it very good. The customer answers a question, and then it slides right in, and the next thing says, enter your email address to see the results or whatever. Now, if you're going to use a landing page, what we like to do is give away what's called a freemium, like a process map, like something like this.
That's right.
Or a free video or a free PDF. Something that has some intrinsic value that the people are going to be like, yes, I believe that value is worth my email address. That's it. When we always want to make sure that the value that we're giving on this scale is greater than the amount that we're asking them to engage.
So let me do this. Let me just talk about, because I know where you're going, let me talk about the thing that people do wrong the most. So even if we're awesome, even if we are all cylinders are firing and we have the completely perfect person, the person that was like made to purchase our product, we're still going to lose on a capture page like this, maybe 50%.
Yes.
Or half of our potential customers are going to go elsewhere. And so you've got this little box right here, the exit pop.
Yeah.
I don't want to treat it like a little box because it's more important.
This is key. And we, as you see, we have that throughout the funnel. We're going to go over each one of them in each phase. At this point, what we're doing is we're trying to get the email address because we're paying for traffic. We're paying for that click. And once we can get the email address, it exponentially opens up the opportunity to follow up with that customer.
You can follow up with that will.
But even at 40 to 60% opt-in rate, there are still some people that are allergic to these pages. They just see something and their mind says, oh, they're trying to sell me something. They're asking for my email address or whatever the case is. And they close the page and an exit pop comes up. The purpose of the exit pop is to be explicit and to the point right away.
No more beating around the bush here. Get right to the ultimate benefit to the customer.
Yeah, you simply restate the main value proposition right away in the exit pop and you get their email address. Now, we don't know why. People that said no here, 18% of them will take this, but that's the statistic.
Yep.
Exit pops will capture 18% of the visitors that are leaving, and now you've just increased your advertising budget by a factor of 20%.
That's right. That's right. And so the takeaway here is that if half of our activity is going to be on this page and half of our activity is going to be on this page, don't treat this as like the redheaded stepchild. Put some effort into this offer on this exit.
Absolutely, because the rest of this process map means nothing. It all literally just, like in the movie Looper where Bruce Willis just disappears, it just dissolves and we've paid for traffic that we're never going to be able to monetize.
That's
again.
right. That's right. And we actually talk about a second way that we can get that traffic back, and we'll come to that at the end of this.
Yes. So you may have spent all the time in the world with a great video sales letter and a webinar and everything, but you have to put even more care into this page, because that's where every single person that clicks will see this. So it's the most important part of the process.
All right. So micro commitment. Don't ask for the moon. Ask for a click. Ask for an email address, and then you would think, now that we got their email address, we're going to go for broke on this next page. So if we get them here, they come to this page. On this page, we're not asking for the moon.
No, in many cases, you can go directly to a video sales letter, but what we're finding is get a customer first.
Yeah.
Drop the price down, the magic number somewhere around $7 for an offer. We did it with our hot traffic report. It converted at 10% of everybody that saw this page bought our product. This is a short little video sales letter or a micro sales page that's giving something of great content away.
Very specific.
Very specific. They easily understand, if I do this, I get this benefit in this amount of time.
If you have a headache, what do you take? An aspirin, right? Yeah. So it's very specific. They have a specific problem. You give them a specific cure.
Now, this is where the marketing begins, because we had an incredible conversion rate of 10%. We usually shoot for 4 to 6%, which is still unheard of in this industry.
Great.
You're going to be somewhere between 3 and 5%. Now, if we do some math, we know that 95% of the people that are coming to this page were leaving. Our goal is to minimize all of these pipe leaks that are going. And we want to make stopgaps.
Yep.
So how do we now maximize this 95% of the people leaving? Same thing with an exit pop. Now, we're going to get about 15 to 20% of those people to opt in. And what we offer here is a free video page that expands on proof and less fluff. We want to get to the point in the training, and we want to do things like product demo if we have software, and then we close and we pivot back to this original offer.
Yeah, that's right. So we actually did this with Genesis Labs. When people left, we offered them a free episode of Genesis Labs.
Pop, boop. Exit pop.
And as a result, that you have demo here, like that sample episode, which is really the equivalent of a demo, that thing closed at like 8%. It was fantastic.
It's amazing. We live in a world today where you and I say it all the time. If we can get people to consume our content, then they're more likely to buy from us. So marketing is also a blend of delivering content and value. Yes. So sometimes we have to open up the doors in the back, see what's behind the curtain, and we have to let them see what's in there by giving them free samples of what we've got. And that's what we do here.
That's right. And now we're going for the sale of what we call our tentpole
product. So what you have here before that is something that you can make content on the fly. You can do an audio recording, you can do a mind map, send it to the Philippines and have it styled up very, very nice. Create content sometimes in 48 hours, and you can sell those things for $7 to $47. But these are the things that our brands are made out of.
Right. So this is for us, this is WebinarJam or Video Genesis
or Genesis Labs.
That's right.
Exactly. So at this point, after they buy this product, we are now going to market our tentpole product, our flagship product, the reason that we've created this advertising campaign in the first place.
That's right.
Why we wake up every day.
Ultimately, this is the successful part of our campaign. If they purchase this product, we have accomplished our goal. Okay,
yes. Something we don't need to teach them right now. It's a video sales letter with an add to cart button that sells a main product. Again, 4 to 5% of the people will buy.
So 95%
will exit. We exit pop and we do the same thing. And again, we're bringing these people back into our marketing.
And again, just so people understand the difference between what's on this page and what's on this page is this page is designed to cut right to the quick, to get to the meat of the issue. For Video Genesis, it was, hey, if you can't make video, you're probably making these 34 mistakes. Here's a checklist that you can have right now that will eliminate them, right? And then, of course, that gives us a chance to repitch our product.
It's going in through the back door of the restaurant, because here we're trying to get them for $297. Some people are going to listen to that message. Other people are going to say, I just don't have time right now. They may want to come back, but they usually don't. What this does is say, hey, here's a mind map of the 34 mistakes people make with marketing. They get that, they get engaged, and then they'll come back to this offer. And what we also have here, as we can see, this exit pop that captured the initial lead has a 10-part email 7 to 10 part email follow-up autoresponder, and you can see what that says there, and Andy's going to go over some of the things that you want to focus on.
So basically, we're not spamming them with buy, 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 buy. Essentially, what we're doing is we're engaging them in a conversation about their pain. So oftentimes what we'll do is we'll handle objections in a very consultative way. So we'll give them additional information about how their problem can be solved, and then at the end of that email, give them an opportunity to get more information, which sends them back to one of our, we call them money pages, right? So you'll give them FAQs, for example, and you'll get right down to the end, where you get to the end of the autoresponder series, they haven't purchased, and you then start overcoming price objections.